Hello, hello. Welcome to our neck of the woods. How are you guys today? I thought maybe we would talk a little bit about staying warm in the winter. Uh, everybody is thinking there's still going to be power outs and all that stuff. Hey, hello, Tim. How you doing? Let a couple more people get on here before we start talking about it. That way I don't have to say it several times. But talk about staying warm this winter. Uh, Alternative means of staying warm. Going to be a slow day, I think. That, and I'm not the most patient person in the world. So there's that. All right, well, I suppose let's get going then. All right, so I wanted to talk to you guys today about staying warm in the wintertime. Everybody's expecting some kind of outage in a town near you, right? Everybody knows about alternative energy. Doesn't mean everybody can afford to have it or has a location that they can have it. Hey, Gary, Frank, how you guys doing? Oh, Gary, we finished the series. I totally need to give you a call later today. Right on, Bonnie. So staying warm in the wintertime. If you don't have alternative means of power to provide electricity, if you are running on electric heat, hey Nancy, you don't have a wood stove, you don't live in a place where you can have a wood stove, that kind of stuff. So we're not going to talk about the big alternative sources because you guys already know about them: propane heaters, kerosene heaters, wood stoves, alternative electric means for your house circuitry so you can run the heat that's in your house, right? All those things are great. Now, let's say you don't have any of those things available. What do? Well, you cordon off your house. First thing. You can never have enough blankets. If you have a house, you can never have enough blankets. Blankets and sheets are going to be your best friend. You want to put your heaviest blankets up over your windows, anywhere where cool air is leaking in. You want to cordon off your rooms, right? And everybody live in a center room. Keep heat in. It's not ideal, but it can create a nice living environment for keeping warm for survival needs. So you have that. Everybody live in one central area, but also you want to make sleeping arrangements where you've kind of either put up bed curtains around your bed or made a fort over top of your bed that's encased. You can have fun with this if you have kids too. Just tell them, we're gonna make a big huge bed fort. We're gonna sleep in it. Big pile of potatoes. Yeah, Bonnie, flannel, wool, quilts, body heat. Flannel is great. Wool is top notch. If you have wool holds heat even wet. Wool is wonderful. Hey, TP, Anna, everybody, welcome. Animal heat, yeah. If you have pets, make sure your pets are sleeping with you. I can scooch.
No, you're all right.
Pappy.
Hi, everybody.
Wool is great. Flannel is great. Quilts are wonderful. Even those furry blankets and layers, man, they'll do something. Uh, what's that? So and
Coffee. That's good.
you can layer your blankets. You can but that tent is going to keep heat in too, and then you'll have the body heat. And then if you don't have bodies, that's fine. A lot of people have pets. If you have pets, sleep with those pets. If you don't have pets, I'm gonna tell you all those annoying.
Just teasing.
Well, I find them annoying sometimes, but the accent cushions and things like that. All right, say you don't have other bodies. Say you don't have pets, and you're trying to stay warm. You're gonna layer your blankets on you, and then what you're gonna do is take all those cushions and you're gonna layer them on top of that, and that way you got it. And then you're gonna put one last layer of blanket to hold those in place, and there's extra insulation. It's a DIY sleeping bag right there. But yeah, you can take cushions off your couch. You can take cushions off. The idea is to hold the heat into one place, no matter which way you're going there. So those are all excellent ideas. Layer your clothes. Wool socks will be invaluable as both socks and as mittens. My daughter still prefers socks for gloves in the wintertime, just because that's what we did when she was little all the time. I mean, that's what my mom did. She'd put like 2 pairs of socks on each hand and tell me to go play. So socks are something that's going to be invaluable resource keeping you warm. You can use them as filters, if you were in a survival situation. When you cook, try if you were per se living in a situation where this is days of cold weather, and you're trying to keep the family warm, what you're going to do is you're going to want to cook early in the morning to take the chill out of the house, right? You're going to want to change your eating schedule a little bit, and you're going to want to cook after dark, right when the cold starts settling in real bad, and that'll provide a little bit more heat to carry you guys through the night. So yeah, plastic over your windows, even if it's garbage bags, blankets at your doors, around the bottom of your doors, or even hang a blanket over your doorway if it leaks, or you want to go through your house and you want to cover up the avenues that the cold comes in. But you also don't want to forget.
Here's a small tip too.
Yeah, you can use
This
your
is a
dryer.
small tip.
Your stove.
As long as it's your house, they do have what they call that great stuff. It's a foam, it's a spraying foam. If you've never worked with it, find someone that has. It's actually really easy to work with. You just gotta be quick with the trigger and release, and you can fill small gaps throughout your concrete walls, and it won't move the concrete. And then you can always pick it out later and have it repaired with cement. But to get you through the wintertime, it could stop drafts, pipes from freezing, little holes. Even check under your sink. If you have pipes coming up through your cabinet in your kitchen sink, you can just feel air coming up through them. Stuff some rags around it, some paper towels, so the air doesn't move. Now, if it's warm air, leave it alone. But if it's cool air and it always stays cold, then you might want to, stuff the little holes or whatever it is and that kind of stuff. But I don't know. Other little things you guys pretty much covered really good. Here's an old thing that, and I know you've seen it, cleaning your yard up and stuffing it in bags, and then you place the bags around the base of your home, around the perimeter of your home, which also helps draft.
Because it gives off heat.
And it also helps
as it composts
the heat, that as well, and it holds your home from your basement too. That's something I learned up in New Hampshire. Everywhere you went up there, everybody every year they didn't have a city come through and clean their leaves up on the street. They were bagging it, and anybody that didn't have it, there was plenty for everybody, because they just, you'd find out who has it and you'd go over to their place and you grab a few bags and you'd come back home and place in where you didn't have enough for your home. It's amazing. And then they use it, like she was saying, for compost. And then in the springtime, They go around, they grab all those bags, and they take it out to the composting pile. And then throughout the whole spring cleanup, twigs and bark and all that go in there. And then after the farming season and getting everything, their vegetables and everything, all that stuff gets tilled under. And then they go out there, they shovel that stuff, put it in their garden, they till that all under. I mean, it's just, I remember a lot of the old ways, not old ways, but things that my elders did in the area that I was in, and it a big difference in being able to, kind of prepare for winter, keeping warmer, and
the other thing that's going to be important if you're in that kind of a situation, activity during the daylight hours is going to be important. And if you're doing it with kids, if you're in this situation with children, it actually is easier because you come up with fun games or ways to do things.
Right, it's a kick out of things. Yeah,
keep a deck of cards. We have a Twister game, just in case. No. We have a Twister game. That's something that you can do indoors, but staying active is going to be important during the daytime if you're living in that kind of situation. And if you have kids around, keeping them occupied, making it an adventure, make it a camping trip with a scavenger hunt, There's all kinds of things that you can do.
And I don't take it away from some of my friends or anything that I've known growing up, but some of them, they are actually in for a big reality check. They grew up being able to put their thermostat on 80 and 85 degrees in the house and walk around with shorts on. And they don't think about that because mom and dad were paying the bill. Now, where they were at in their thinking, I have no idea, but in my household, it was 68 or 70, and if you touched the thermostat, you got your hands whacked because dad wouldn't put up with it. But some of these, they've grown up, and then they've lived their life this way with their children, and if it just gets a little cold, they just want to crank it up. Well, if they're talking about certain things that are going to might happen where, it gets super cold, sometimes the natural gas, it does... Not saying in all areas, but it does freeze up at certain junctions, and they got to go out and they got to knock them and relieve pressure out of it, get the water out of it. And then I know there's filters out there that they have for them and everything, but I've watched it happen. And in some areas, it's natural for it to happen. It's so cold.
So if you are living in that kind of situation temporarily or what have you, the other thing you got to keep warm is your heart. Even your attitude, your morale, the way the situation is. Southern exposure windows.
Absolutely, yes.
Plants, if you have house plants, gather them into the same room with you as well because they'll help oxygenate, filter the air, and offer their own sort of heat to the situation.
We have enough open above our head here because I barely took trees out. We have just enough open where the house sits that when the sun hits over here on the south side from about 10:30 in the morning, 10, 11, it's finally hitting the roof. And that starts heating the house up. And then we don't have to start the fireplace as much. But by 3 o'clock in the afternoon, once it gets on the other side of the side over here, and there's a hill here. So we get 3:30, and the sun starts to crest over that, and then it's still bright and sunshine out there, but it's not where we're tucked in. So we start to cool down a little bit quicker. So hence, the house stays warm though until about 4:35, and then we have to have a fire going by 4:30 to get it hot enough, even if we have one going, but stoking it up to get it hot for the night, and then we're good for the evening. I'm working on a couple of ideas too to disperse heat throughout the home too. Old style radiation, or not radiation, but
radiator heat,
like radiant heat from. We've been watching a couple shows and a couple things that guys have done on their homesteads. I'm thinking about it, implementing that, and also going from instead of propane, on demand. Only using that during the summertime when we're not using the fireplace. When we have a tank probably built for this, and then we'll have hot water on demand from the fireplace from fall all the way till summer.
So this is just I mean, a basic coverage of the different things you can do. If you have a tent repelling, that's a great idea too. If you have a tent, set it up. Use sleeping bags. If you don't have a tent, make a tent right over top of a bed, and that's where the whole family sleeps.
Yep.
Pets and all.
Even like she was saying,
Closing
your
off
doorway,
extra rooms.
you don't have to close it. Well, close your door if you have a door, and then putting a thing underneath of it. That's your room where it stays the warmest. It's going to heat up. Now if you have no heat, yeah, I see
Yeah,
where
and
you're going with
this is
tent.
and that's what that's what I want to talk about, because some people don't know those alternatives, and winter's coming. I mean, there's a blizzard forming right over the Rockies right now that's supposed to hit those fellas over there in the west.
Coast.
And so if you're in that area, our thoughts are with you.
And it doesn't hurt either to go down and find yourself a good sleeping bag. It doesn't hurt to have one.
And Pappy brought
go camping. Hey,
up the little gentle heaters that you can do with the clay pots and the tea lights.
Yep.
And he's absolutely right. You can totally do that. You can make little burner things out of a soda can. And it's real easy to do. You don't need any special tools. A pair of scissors and a needle or a pin will do the trick. And you can make your own little burner can. You can cook on it. You can heat with it. Buy a bottle of lighter fluid. Have some kind of a fuel. Have cool material for a wick, rope, twine. You can pick up stuff at the Dollar Tree.
Make a Bunsen.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The little Bunsen heaters out of the soda can.
Soda can, yeah.
For that. Penny cans, they call them penny cans.
We've done it.
And you put penny in the middle, and then you put your fluid in there, and you. There's so many things that you can do. Deplorable. There are tons and tons. If you look up clay pot heater on YouTube, you're going to come across about probably 50,000 different videos on how to make those little clay pot heaters. They're so simple. Hey, Pappy, you want to come up and talk with us about alternative means of heating? The importance of warmth in the winter. And it's not just warm as, there's the physical, of course. The human body requires a specific temperature to stay alive. But, there's some heart warmth and there's some love there that needs to stay warm too. And it's not always easy if you're in a stressful situation. So I don't want to leave that out of the equation because I feel like it's important as well. So keeping spirits up. And I'm going to say that's easier done with children in that type of situation than without. But keeping your spirits up and you stay active in the daytime. Yeah, you're right, Robert. You're absolutely right. Okay, Pappy. Yeah, you can bring crayons as candles. There's all sorts of things you can do. You need to start thinking outside the box, though. Screw the box, throw it away, or keep it to light your fires. Because cardboard burns really hot. I wouldn't advise cooking in said fire, but there are things you can use. Cardboard is a great insulator as well. If you're in a situation where the room that's the warmest in your house has no bed and you can't get a bed into that room, you can layer cardboard on the floor. Cardboard is a great insulator. Water, if you stock water, if you're a prepper and you stock water. I read this in a it's like a nuclear, like in the event of a nuclear attack, how you could survive in your house. What you would need certain amount of thickness in the walls, certain materials around you, that blah 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 blah. And I talked to quite a few people actually that were trained in nuclear fallout. They were Marines, and some of them were some other things. So, but anyway, I've talked to quite a few people who are actually trained in the what ifs of that. So, it's all about layers. It's all about insulation. It's all about what has the to keep the heat in. It's just like cooking. I mean, you need an oven to do certain things because it keeps the heat in. That's a really good point, Caveman. Try not to sweat. Get active in the daytime, but try not to sweat. But that's where something as simple as baking soda is going to help you, because you're not going to be wanting to get wet in a scenario like that. So that baking soda is going to help. It's going to absorb the odors and stuff off your body. It's going to freshen your skin, and it can freshen your clothes. You can put it in your hair, and comb it through like a dry shampoo. In that case scenario, should that be an extended period of time or what have you. But most people have some sort of a backup. So this is for people that don't really have a backup or don't have a way to get a backup. And that's there's always something you need to think outside the box. Layers. It's all about layers. It's all about insulation. So you insulate yourself. You insulate your sleeping area. You you use what you have, and what you have is enough if you know how to use it properly. There are so many things. Yeah, Pappy, that's really important. You're absolutely right. I know we can't use. I can't breathe around kerosene heaters hardly at all, and propane heaters. The humidity that's created by that gas as a heat, it shuts my lungs down. So wood heat for us is what we use. That's what we have, and that's and then I have to put a pan of water on. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but the types of heat affect you too. And everybody has a different type of heat, right? So we're mainly just talking about how it's best to create our own. But if you're considering kerosene heaters or propane heaters or small space heaters for your home, or a small electric heater for your home, you need to think also of what kind of heat it produces, what kind of exhaust are you going to need, because those flames will suck the oxygen out of the air, and then you can't breathe. So not breathing is not good, and I don't care how warm you are, So you got to be careful with that stuff, and if you got an electric heater, you're going to need to be careful that it's going to dry all the moisture out of the air, because you do need a certain percentage of moisture in the air. All right, you guys. I think I'm at the end of my talk here. Yeah, it will make you sleep a long time. That's right. Oh, well, I'm not trying to stress you out. Just a second, Nancy. I'm not trying to stress you out, hen. I promise. I was just trying to offer other means that people could use. And if you have outdoor blankets, they're usually a nice padding insulation. You can use them to sleep on too. I wasn't trying to make anybody think of being without heat. I better start singing. What do you want me to sing, honey? Yeah, they drastically lower the O2 levels. Yeah, be prepared, not scared. And that's all I'm trying to do, you guys. I'm just trying to help y'all out. Uh, some people, you know, when your backup to your backup fails, I don't want you to stress. I want you to go, okay, what else can I do? Okay, I remember this. We talked about this, or I heard this somewhere. Well, let's do it. Um, never get too old to build blanket forts. That's all I'm going to tell you. How you doing, Nancy?
I'm doing good. How are you today?
Pretty good.
Yeah, last winter was a real nightmare when I'm down here deep in the south in the heart of Texas. Can you hear me okay?
Well, kind of not. Hey, Sage. All right.
Down in Austin, and we had rolling blackout. I was at my mom's house, and it just was a real nightmare because here in Texas, they weren't prepared for none of it. And there was no way to clear the streets or any of that stuff. I mean, I spent a lot of time in Wisconsin, and the streets were always cleared in Wisconsin, but not in Texas last winter. So we've made a few per difference so that this winter, if they do the same thing to us, then we're going to be able to better live it out, live through it. Because I've lived through Wisconsin winters with snow up to my hiney, and Texas is not going to beat me up again. It did last year, but it's not going to this year. So we're just preparing ourselves not to be in the same boat as we were last year.
Yeah, and that's important. When people they talk about preppers and this and that and the other, and there is nothing wrong with being prepared. Our great grandfathers did it. Our great grandfathers did it. Our grandparents did it. Our mom and dad did it. You put up the garden for over the winter. Um, there was all these things that you did to be prepared for a long winter, late spring, late frost. You know, so there's nothing wrong with being prepared for anything. I think people overhype it to turn it into a tinfoil hat wearing experiment. And I think it's wrong that they do that because historically, the people who had put up their preparations, just in case, they had stuff to trade with, they had food, they survived harder winters where other families did not. So I think historically, that being the experience, there's nothing wrong with being prepared for any situation. And I don't care what you prepare for. You could be preparing for an earthquake or an alien invasion or a hard winter. Uh, Preparedness matters, or it wouldn't have gone on for generations.
This is true. It's only just went out of vogue and it's came back in because I was in Wisconsin the whole time I was up there. I had a fruit cellar full of canned goods. Garden grew like crazy. But Texas is a whole cup of tea different from gardening up there because it's dry and hot here. And so your garden burns up on you if you aren't careful.
Mm.
And this last winter or summer it didn't because it didn't ever get hot. So that was a good one. I like that. Thank you, Jesus. But it tells us in Proverbs that um, a good woman prepares her house and keep her house prepared. And that's part of prepping. I mean, that's not what it was. It was being sacrificial whenever our grandmas and stuff were camping. And, they, I used to go out in the garden everything that needed to be picked to come in and can all afternoon. So,
Yeah. Hey, Gigi.
nice.
Isn't that pretty? Look how nice it is outside. Isn't that pretty? For October in Canada, 74 degrees. I'm
Lovely.
taking it. So, guess what? Right before I popped on, I was just about to. Hubby called. He has to work overtime. Guess what he can't get today? 1 day down. Oh, I got.
That's awesome.
I'm like,
We're gonna keep sending our prayers and our thoughts your way, honey girl, because
oh,
you
do I ever
know.
feel it running through me right now. Oh, I just because even Patty was like, "You're just full
There's
of
your
energy." I'm
hug.
like, I'm
'Cause I know
just
you just
like,
wanna, like,
I'm having a good day, and I'm
yeah.
not gonna let it get to me. And now I just got a good phone call, and he's like, "Well, just do it tomorrow, whatever." I'm not listening to you. I'm gonna keep praying again tonight. And I keep trying. Maybe you're gonna do overtime every day. And then maybe when you try to go get it, they don't.
Did you
have
show
it.
him? Did you show him the video of the guy in Canada that won the court case?
I've told him everything. I've told him about the Alberta case.
But
I've
did
told
you
him about the
show him?
state. I sent him video. He won't even. Oh yeah, I deleted it right away. You're crazy. There is no. I had him this far, and I'm going 2 more weeks, or to the end of the month kind of thing. Take it a week before you have to. At least they can't say you haven't tried. You got one stupid thing, and just wait another week or two. You've been saying that for blah 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 blah. I have to because work's gonna fire me November 1st. I'm like, they don't have a leg to stand on. You know they have no law, right? Doesn't matter. I don't want to lose. Sell the house. Let's buy a motorhome. I don't care. I want you in one piece. Like, that's all I could do. Last night I gave him a big hug and a kiss and just kind of went, love you. I'm like, yeah. So, anyways, I'm having a good day, anyways. Just gotta keep thinking positive, right? Gotta keep it up.
Spirit.
Oh, can't hear you, Nancy. Can't hear you, love.
Pray that spirit will leave him. That's got a hold of him, trying to make him do that. If you'll start praying in your power, girlfriend, I mean, you start talking. Just like
constantly this year. Constantly.
Start saying to him exactly what your fear is, and to take that fear away, make it open his eyes. Open his eyes.
Yeah, we cannot live in a spirit of fear. And I say that every day. I know y'all hear me say it every day. I'm not going to stop saying it because now's not the time to be afraid of anything. Because that, we got this. We got this. And Gigi, I'm so happy for overtime. Yay. Make him a good dinner tonight. We're having chicken noodle soup tonight because Little Bit's not feeling well. All day yesterday and last night. Gigi, you're muted. Are you?
I forgot. Sorry. When Nancy was talking, I muted myself so I wouldn't forget. It would cut her off.
Yeah, I'm using that now too.
Yeah, she had a bellyache, right? Was it bellyache or was it throat or something? Okay.
Well, she said her throat was sore. She went up and played with her cousin, who is now back in public school. She went up and played with her cousin on Friday night and Saturday, and then yesterday she had a sore throat. Started out as a sore throat, and then she was puking all day yesterday. She couldn't hold anything down.
Oh, that sucks.
So
she's
feeling a little bit better today. Oh, I got colloidal silver right into her. Thank you, Gary.
The one thing I'm familiar with is peppermint tea for the tummy, or peppermint.
Yeah, peppermint.
Yeah,
and then she likes chai. So I have vanilla chai that I give her, and then we have blueberry, and I have mint, I have honey lemon ginger. So she drinks a lot of tea when she's sick. That's part of our treatment. Mom will make her up all kinds of stuff, and then tonight, like I said, I'm making chicken noodle soup tonight. So
Good stuff.
just to
Good stuff.
make her feel better, it'll boost her up a little bit. Dad'll like it, and I'll like it.
Okay.
She wanted Mexican so bad last night.
Yeah, and the spices with the sort. Well, no, yeah, that probably would agree with the
Well,
salt.
I don't use seasoning packs. I make my own seasoning. I use my own seasoning combo for Mexican when I make, because we like a certain flavor. So we use I'll use cumin, and instead of chili powder, I use chipotle powder, and then I use smoked paprika,
Okay.
garlic, onion, oregano, a little bit of salt, black pepper, and then some cayenne pepper flakes. And that's my Mexican seasoning. I all together in the pan, and it allows me to be able to substitute real for powder, where I want to. So, like onion and garlic, and I cook it all in with the meat. I don't do it as an afterthought. I cook all those flavors into the meat, and then I'll put a little bit of water in the pan right at the end, and make sure that the flavor is distributed
Right in there.
evenly, but it's cooked into the meat, so you can, it's got a good, nice, hearty flavor. That's how I do it.
I was like, oh, I don't have to make dinner tonight. Oh, he just didn't want to have turkey for dinner again. That's what it was.
Cream of turkey over with open face sandwiches.
I've got
like a
big bowl.
That was always my favorite things after Thanksgiving meal was when my mom would make cream of turkey.
A bowl of turkey. Oh my god, I could probably, I don't know, out of what's left over for today, I'm sure I could make numerous hot turkey sandwiches. It's like, and I'm not the type wants to freeze it after. It's like, no, just whatever.
Make them into what do they call those? I like Reubens, but they also have the Rachel's, which are made with turkey.
Oh, yeah.
But it's made like
too.
a Reuben, but with turkey instead of corned beef.
Yeah.
So they call them Reubens and Rachel's.
I'm so excited.
They're really good.
And I just can't hide it.
I know.
I'm so happy.
Oh, I'm so happy for you. That's awesome.
It's weird. And
That's
now I'm
so
like, okay, you're not home for like another 7 hours now, too. I'm like, oh, now what?
Yeah, but those roadblocks will get put there until they don't need to be there anymore, I think.
EBS tomorrow. That way get me through it. It's like, okay, everybody, concentrate on EBS tomorrow. That would just get everybody to stop the thought, whatever, because there's so many people right on the brink right now going, okay, time's up. You have to quit the job. There's so many in the last couple of weeks, man. It's crazy. Ooh.
Oh, here, hold on.
Oh, that's nice.
Come on.
Hey,
Work for
I
me.
just realized I had to look. There we go. Yeah. And he goes, oh, that's cool.
I froze up.
That
Anyway,
is
there's
neat.
these. This is just the first layer. It's not done. It's just the first layer.
Really?
Yeah.
What made you think of that kind of thing?
Well, it's a pet portrait. The falcon was someone's pet.
Okay, cool.
And
I like the way you did the 2-shot thing with the bird. That's cool.
Yeah. So wait, because it's gonna get better. Because that's just the first layer, and then as soon as I did it in my oils, I did when I do portrait, I like to do my oils because they stay fluid for longer, so I can work them and rework them and stuff. But so Another thing though I like to do is I'll do like a layer, and then I'll varnish that layer, and that keeps it behind, and then I'll paint a new layer over it. Oh, now it wants to do it. Okay. So this is Peace, but this is the first layer of her portrait. I'm terrible with the camera stuff. So Natron, if you're looking.
Nice.
Oh, I'm terrible with this. I can't do this.
Got the
All
mouth
right, anyway.
open on that.
What's that?
The way the mouth open on the second one, and it's not open on the first one. It's just open.
Right, no, because he said, I asked him what do you remember best about her, and he told me the screen. But I didn't want to paint.
Cool.
I didn't want to paint her in the screen. You know, I wanted that to be there though.
That's a beautiful job. I love the faces. Like, you did that so well.
Well, my niece's baby was November 5th of the year. We got home from the hospital. Ended up being a preemie. Let me see if I can. She's not going to show up on my. There she is. Can you kind of see?
I can't. I may have to refresh. Thank you, Pappy.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
She's on
Oh, there's nothing like babies. Like,
her due date is November 5th. She did now. So we brought her over here. And they're just her name is Maylin. Her name. She's just crap.
uh-oh.
Good news. I know she's gone. That's some good news in our household over here.
Oh, you know what's weird? You clear up really well when they go off. That's
Well,
odd.
because of the drag. I'm coming.
Oh,
You're out of Canada. She's out of where? Indiana. Where is she out of?
I forgot now. Oh, no. Oh, no. Ohio? I forgot.
What's that?
Where are you guys, Heather?
Ohio.
Oh, it is Ohio. Okay.
Yeah, little
It was an
Canada.
O.
Eh? Little Canada, eh?
Yeah.
Don't you know anything, eh?
Oh, dude.
Jeez, we don't live in
Uh,
Asians
actually-
up here.
You know what's so funny about that is that
Beer, eh?
here in Ohio, where we're from, where we're at, and where we're from is known as the Little Switzerland. Believe it or not.
Oh.
And Germantown. There's Germantown everywhere.
But there's carving.
It's crazy.
Carvings. Wood carving.
Yeah, the world's largest cuckoo clock sits in a town right down the road from us.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Known for.
Cool. Because Niagara Falls has some, I don't even know if it'll be there anymore, but they had a totally, like the outside of it looked like a Swiss Alp kind of Swiss German place that you went to eat. It had all the German food and everything. Oh, it was so good.
That's probably the chalet in the valley. Yeah.
I don't,
Chalet
it's
in the
been
valley.
long. Yep.
So they put one in.
It
West
used to be.
Virginia, right there in Baraboo, Wisconsin.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I don't know about Wisconsin.
All carved and everything. Really nice. Well, that area, which is called Wisconsin Dells, is one of those amusement park towns that you can spend $20 a minute in. So very expensive. The water,
Yeah.
big oversized water. But they've got the there's a circus museum there, and there's a train museum there, and they do the hot air balloons there. So it's kind of active there in Wisconsin. Now you're both gone.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to roll cigarettes real quick, and I didn't want to shake around the camera or do the loud tapping in everybody's ears. Bye, Chuck. Have a good day.
I know. I'm sitting. Oh, that's
Please feel free to entertain yourselves for a moment.
So, Gigi, what y'all's weekend looking like? Ours is going to have a cold front in it. There's a cold.
yeah. I just happened to look at the weather. I don't know, half an hour ago. And I thought, oh, it's so nice today. What's the rest of it? Cloud and rain. Like for the next 4 days is all crappy looking. I'm like, oh well, guess I'm gonna enjoy today. All the household chores, when we can do that when it's crappy outside. So yep, I'm outside. Don't have any chores to do outside, but that's okay. And I'm still waiting for these people to come and pave our driveway. I'm gonna, guys, how long is it gonna take? It's kind of getting close. It's been graveled or dug up or whatever you called it for. I mean, they said 4 to 6 weeks. I'm sure it's at least been 6 weeks.
Guess what?
So,
The timing will be perfect, and your husband won't be able to go to work that day or move out or go anywhere that day. You won't be able to leave the house. And even if you have to cancel an appointment, you'll be thankful.
nah, that won't work because the car will be just on the street. I know,
It could work.
It
could work. They could block it all in.
Oh, turn off. And I was sitting there going, okay, I got through day one. How do I, phone the school board. Okay, you need him to work overtime every night of the week. I'll pay for it.
Is it?
Oh.
Hey, talking about all these cool places, we have an actual place here in Ohio, not far from us, that is part of a glacier that's still melting here in Ohio, and it's like a swamp around it. It's a swamp around it, and in that swamp grows Venus flytraps. I shit you not, right here in Ohio.
Wow, that's
pretty cool, right?
I was like, that's interesting. And all kind of plants to. Hey, why are they called Venus flytraps?
Well,
that kind of make you go, where'd they come from? Yeah, really, that should be a Mars. Well, no, yeah, it has to be a Venus. Yeah. I was gonna say I got to get on the screen to do that one. It's got to be a woman to go.
It's more like this.
Yeah, slowly squish you and munch you.
Yeah, did you know that to grow Venus flytraps? See, Raina was really interested in growing them, and she really likes Venus flytraps. And in order to grow Venus flytraps, you need to have distilled water. Not just any, like you have to have distilled water because the bacteria and minerals in other waters kill them. I thought that was very interesting that they could live such healthy lives for like decades old plants here we're talking about up there at that glacier. But they're drinking glacier water.
You should take where it's gone and let her see it.
I plan to.
Goop Knob says, good afternoon. Venus flytraps are native to North Carolina near Wilmington.
Yeah, isn't that interesting?
There. That's why I thought.
See, I'm like a Canadian. I know all my initials for states. Sorry.
Oh, you remember when the Canadians finished the American national anthem? Remember that was going around, and everybody was talking about how great it was that the Canadians knew the American anthem, and Americans were so stupid they didn't care about anybody else's anthem, so we didn't even know. If she had been on the other foot, we'd have dropped the ball.
Yeah, could have been. Where was this?
I don't know.
Familiar, but
some event. I honestly, you know what? I have tuned so much out of the matrix of events that I don't know. I don't know. I literally have just turned the matrix off.
Yeah, I hear it. When I read something or somebody says something about whatever, it's just I can feel the eyes rolling in the back of my head going, oh God, I don't want to hear this.
It's not, yeah.
I'm not letting it enter. I'm not going to let it enter.
Yeah, exactly. We're trying to create something more beautiful here, so you gotta kind of live there in that higher vibe, because we will listen. We are co-creators with God. God gave us those gifts. Creator gave us those gifts. We have those gifts, and we will have the life we perceive we have.
Yep. Yeah, for
So
sure.
it's very important that your outlook is tuned in and turned on spiritually. You know,
How long were you on with me last night? I don't remember. Sorry.
I don't know.
Did you guys
Were
stay
we
till
on
the
with you
end?
last night? Probably not, because I think I was falling out like long before anything. Then our signal kept dropping, so it was just
Oh,
like
right. Okay, that's what it was.
it
Okay,
was
yeah, because me and
terrible.
Mutt really
It was
got
just
into
a
a
terrible night.
deep discussion.
Oh well, you had invited him over for discussion. Was it good? Did I
Oh
miss it?
yeah,
I missed all
yeah.
the good stuff.
I did my spiritual half and he did his Bible half, kind of, shall we say, right? So, I mean, we did the words for quite a while, and that didn't start kind of going that way till later, and kind of going back and forth of his thoughts and my thoughts, and both being very respectful of each other and everything, and it was really good. I really enjoyed it. At the same time, I'm going, well, I don't know how many people have pissed off, but that I'm, we're both speaking our truths, kind of thing, right? So I'm trying to
Right.
give him my viewpoints on this and that, and kind of having him like putting questions towards him, because this me with this psychic thing and whatever is biggest beef with the Bible. I can't help it.
You're so
But,
giggly.
because I'm just so happy right now.
You know,
I'm
you remind
oozing
me
it,
of
and
a
I got
song.
nothing to do.
You are. You're like a melody in skin.
Have you ever heard the song
You
"And
know?
Then There Was Gina"?
No, I've never heard that.
And you know what's funny? It came out when I was a little kid, and when I was older, I was like, was it really that song, or was it just you got all my maybe it was my imagination. Well, lo and behold, I'm in the restaurant business, and this regular says to me one day, he goes, "Did you know about blah da 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 da?" I'm like, "There is a song." He goes, "Yeah, it's by so and so." I'm like, and as soon as I got home, I had to look, and I'm like, "I'm not crazy." So, well, no, I can't. Actually, would it be copy? No, you know what? I'll play it on my thing tonight because I can trim it out. I do that all the time. Every time I play music, it says, da, 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 da. Yeah, all right, trim your 2.5 minutes out. Keep on trucking. Because I have one of them
Right.
that says you can't
I
monetize
gotta
this one.
I
I'm like,
gotta
yeah,
talk
because
to
I gotta. You what?
I gotta talk to my Aunt Polly, because um I made that intro and stuff, and I really like our intro, and then it started messing up, and then they started dinging us for that, and I had the license and stuff on each one of the things, and so I got to talk to Aunt Polly and find out how she does it, where she doesn't. I don't get any dings when I play the ones that she made for me. You know?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, because most of the time it just, I don't get taken down or anything. I guess it just really depends on what it is you're doing. Because I was so surprised that Ken had his taken down because Alan was, doing Alan's thing. And that's when
Right.
he goes, yeah, as long as you keep it under 10 seconds, you're good. I'm like, okay, that's the trick, right? And then they end up getting taken down. I'm like, they're all little
Yeah.
clips, you brats, right? Like, so I don't know what it is
It's
sometimes. Right?
fine. I
Stupid.
don't.
Like, come on. If the thing is, if this song is as old as me, man, why is there a
Because they don't want us.
copyright?
Listen, they don't like us having so much fun, listening to music, having a good time together, even over all the distance. They don't like
Yep.
that stuff, I think.
Hey, guess what? I didn't have any
Michigan
issues
Rally,
today.
wow.
I
Thanks,
just
Nix.
realized that. Sorry,
What's
I didn't mean
that?
to interrupt. I just realized I didn't have an issue. Remember lately, every time I go onto a podcast, I have to reboot my computer.
Yeah,
I
us
just
too.
oh, I shouldn't have said it out loud now.
You better knock on wood.
My head.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, no, Raina really wants to grow Venus flytraps, and you have to have distilled water to grow Venus flytraps. And I thought that was so interesting because I knew about the glacier and the Venus flytraps in the glacier. Now, I didn't know about them being like native in North Carolina and all that good stuff. Hey, my little redheaded stepsister, Will you hold the line for me a minute? I gotta go visit the little girl's room.
I don't know. Do I know how to talk? How's it going, Nancy?
Oh, pretty good, pretty good. Yeah,
You look like you're chillaxing.
yeah. It's raining here today, so that kind of it's unusual for Texas to get rain, but we are having it. I guess there's a hurricane coming across Baja and up through
another
Mexico.
one.
Yeah, it's coming at us. So, but yeah, I've checked out too. I know that we're not very far from that border crosses that's down there, and I just know I live in a neighborhood, and there's a lot of real men that live around here.
Mm,
There's not a lot of soy boys around here because it's kind of rugged, and
right.
so yeah, I kind of live on a little hobby farm.
Sorry. Still have a couple more wasps left. It's like, go away, guys. We found a wasp. I thought it was nuts in the summertime. It's like, holy, there's a lot of wasps around this year. And then I realized the neighbors, the couple of trees they planted are apple trees now. They got apples in them. I'm thinking maybe that's part of it. And then we realized, and only because of a friend coming over and happened to look up, and it's like, you guys have a wasp nest on the corner of your house. I'm like, that's where they are. So we got rid of it and all that, but they're still, yeah. I think I've killed 3 today already. Better them than me. I already stepped on it
Yeah,
a month ago, whatever. That was
Yeah.
nasty. That was nasty.
they come right
But,
back. They'll come right back. And
so,
take
hey, Lily or Lele? Lele? Lily. Lele. Lele. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that.
Lily?
Yeah, I would assume so, right? Lily.
I think I'm
Canadian
froze up.
Patriots here. Canadian Patriots here too.
Hey, Canadian. I did.
Can they hear you?
Yeah, they can hear me. All right, I'll be right back.
Oh, I want to hold down the fart. Hold down.
Hold down the fart.
Hey, Celtic. Yeah,
Copy
how's it
what?
going, Celtic? Oh, we had one of those funny words last night. It was spelled FARTLEK. Fartlek.
That's fun.
I went to a different website. Like I was using Balderdash cards, and they've kind of run out. It's like, okay, this is everybody's like, bring those ones. I'm like, it's kind of done, right? Because those words were just ridiculous. With some of them words, like there's no way this is a real word, but they are. But yeah, so then I found this website's just 105 funny words kind of thing, right? I'm like, oh, this is even a little more fun just to have to say them, never mind the meanings, right? All to get good laugh and get good vibes going, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Canadian says she's had a little bit of a tough time following chat, so please don't think I'm ignoring anybody. You're a good girl.
Yeah.
Oh, did anybody know if that CME hit? Go through us, whatever yet?
If what?
The CME? That little flare that spurted out on the 9th? Is that was supposed to come yesterday, today kind of thing? It wasn't like huge or anything. It might, they were just saying there might be some interference, internet issues and whatnot too. So that could be part of some issues today. So I seen it was a nice little spurt that came out. I saw the video thing of this little one. I don't know if there's more coming. Oh, it's the first time they've had internet in 2 days.
Wow. Yeah.
GG,
I know a lot of people have been suffering with internet loss here lately.
Oh, got rid. Oh, so that's cute. So Celtic had a funny clown face of Mr. JB as his little icon thing. So he said he got rid of the clown because I said folks were scared of them. Because I kind of went, some people might. I never even thought of phobias like that until I seen some people on TV that don't like clowns and snakes, and But I guess it's bad birthday parties gone bad.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, it was distorted on purpose. It was done that way on purpose. Uh, there was an intentional distortion there.
You mean to see me?
No, like the puppeteers, the controllers.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Actually, kind of think of it, people that have an issue with clowns might have been watching too many of those movies. Because that's kind of one thing that I kind of surprised me with my daughter is some of the movies that she let her daughter watch at a young age. I was kind of going, you think that's a little bit much for them to understand? Yeah, but
Yeah, I feel that same way. I
yeah.
seen my nephew when he was 6 was watching the third Placid Lake or something like that, and he was so excited for the third one to
Lake
come
Placid.
out, and
Yeah.
he was
4.
6, and I was just like,
Well,
what the hell? Like,
yeah.
how? Why
Why would
would
you let your
you
child watch
intentionally desensitize your children? Like, I'm clueless why you would
Yeah.
intentionally desensitize
Yeah.
your children
I
to
agree.
violence. And like all these kids, she's running into some problems here lately with her friends because all the kids that she's known
Why
all
not?
these years,
It's okay.
they're all playing GTA, and she is not allowed to play GTA, Grand Theft Auto. She is not allowed to play that game, and we've explained it to her, and
What is
she's
it about?
fine with it. She doesn't want to play it, but
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
sees her friends changing, and she's
Mhm.
seeing the different attitude, the
Yep.
carelessness about other people's feelings, the desensitization towards humanity. And you got like 9 and 10-year-olds playing these games,
hmm
and
Parents don't watch it.
what the heck, man?
And this has been going on
I'm
since way back
sorry.
when. Yep. That was
Yeah,
the issue
Back when
with
we
my
started.
ex. My son is a huge gamer. Drives me insane. He's 31 years old, and he's still gaming. And this all started because
yeah, and
he brought home the Nintendo. Oh, here, Merry Christmas. I don't want a Nintendo game.
Yeah.
You didn't buy me this. You bought that for yourself to play. It's like, Nancy, that is so cool. I've never seen one that color.
This is Ozzy.
I see. That's so cool.
Now, day, he's figured out the doggy door. I have a pet door for small animals, and he has figured it out. So he can come outside by himself. But then we have to find him and bring him back in.
Yeah.
I've lost one of my tortoises out here in the yard. It got out of
Oh.
the had it in my garden area, and it got out, and I have to find it. It's too wet today. When the sun comes out, it'll come out.
Yeah, I didn't realize they dig these little. I just happened to see this video of a certain turtle, and they dig themselves like right in. Was like, I had no idea they did that.
He's still
I
dug
love
in.
turtles.
I'll show you somebody.
I love turtles.
Turtles. Yeah.
This is the yard.
Sorry. So,
Nice.
Nancy, do you like turtles? Is that part of your name, or is that why that's part of your name?
Well, yeah, my dad's that nickname Turtle. There's one. This is my male and my ducks.
Awesome.
Okay. And that's my big male. I had to get rid of my big one.
Wow.
Is he in there?
Wow.
My other one, my body was as big as my body.
I was not expecting that size. I'm like, wow. I was thinking like maybe half of that size. I'm like, you're gonna go find him in the forest.
One of them I have lost. He dug in right there last night.
You what?
See that
Yep.
hole?
Wasp again.
They only come around. They get warm enough to start. And the one that I've lost out here, I don't know where we'll find it at. That crazy little thing cost me. There's my $500 when it was just a hatchling, and it's the one that got out. Of course, why
Wow.
could $200 one get out? But yeah, but they give me
That's
free.
pretty cool.
They give me.
Yeah.
I'm about probably 25 miles from Austin, the capital of Texas. So
Okay.
yeah, it's a hobby farm in a subdivision out in rural Austin. And then I
Nice.
went to the what do you call those things? Farmers market, and
Hmm.
I uh, a half a dozen chicken eggs. She had a rooster, and I put them in my incubator, and now I have 5 chickies, and they're all hens but one because you can sex them now. Let me put it in here. Let me just see. Can you see them?
Oh, look at that.
You see the one
That's
with
so
the
cute.
head, the black one? That's my rooster.
Oh, okay.
I looked online and there was somebody on there showing how to sex chickies, and we watched it, and so we came up and we looked at them all after they all hatched, and I'll be darned if we didn't have 4 hens and a rooster. I'm like, we're in the process
Perfect.
of a chicken coop together for them. Right now, they're in one of those big troughs that they use for livestock.
Okay.
Yeah, but
That's
that's my
cool.
farm, and I do crocheting. That's one of my hobbies and I do those twirly things. This one's looking pretty bad because it's been rained on, but I waterproof them, and then you hang them out in your trees and stuff, and the wind makes them twirl.
Yeah. Actually, I have one of those from my mother-in-law. It hangs in front of my front of the house. It's got a
Yeah,
little butterfly in the middle, and yeah, those are cool.
yeah, I
Yeah.
crochet.
Oh, I'd love to have a chunk like that. Be out in the Get me out of. I mean, I'm not really where I am. It's what I think 200,000, something like that. So I'm about 50 kilometers kind of thing from Toronto, but I
Okay,
still want to go more northeast somewhere. Like get me away from the water, a little higher, just in case of. But yeah, I want to have more land to garden and fruit tree, all everything. That's the ultimate goal somehow, some way. But time
have
will
you ever
tell.
man? His name
Right?
Steve Isdall. He has how to or uh, share your
I
story.
I missed
Duck
that. Sorry.
said Steve Isdall. He's from Canada, and he does
Oh, Rage in the Cage. Oh, okay.
how to hunt.
Oh,
But he talks a lot about Bigfoot. He reads stories from people that have encounters with Bigfoot, and he has YouTube gave him one of those plaques for having so many viewers, uh, but sending in their stories about coming in contact with these things. And he's personal friends with another man named Dave Pilatus out of Montana. And Dave does Missing 411. He's the one that has wrote all those books. And another one that they know is Steve Carpenter. And Steve Carpenter is the one that wrote the book that proved that the DNA of a Bigfoot, a Sasquatch, a Sabe is what they want to be called, is a female woman, an unknown male. I've got the book in here. It's called Truth Denied. And it's just like everything else that they've got that they're doing to us. They're lying to us and they're hiding the truth.
NASA lies.
Yeah. It's crazy. But yeah. Anyway,
There's all kinds of lies they've told us. That's really funny you brought that up.
I can go back all the way back into the 50s and think about things that were being done, or yeah, it was crazy how they lined us up a lot. I can remember getting lined up a lot and given something. We got polio, sugar cubes. There was just always something. And now with this um, thing, jig that they want to stick us with, is also um, part of that control. They're trying to make it where you're a receiver and you have enough of these things in there that they can form into being what they are trying to do. And that's the whole ideal behind uh, one, two. Okay, now we got in there. All right, now you need three. Nope, you need four. When's it going to stop? When they think that they can successfully do what they've got wrote down on paper in somebody's mad scientist lab.
On the
And
surface, they're legalizing slavery again.
the whole
Underneath that, in the subdermal arena,
idea down.
you have the transhumanism agenda. And if you go even deeper than that, right down to the tissue and bone of the matter, you will find that it is much, much bigger than what we think. And that these are small in comparison to the last reset they did.
You're right. In our DNA,
Minuscule in comparison.
Yep. It's going to be bigger than we imagine, they say. And, considering how awake us awake people are, and we still got so much that we don't know, I do feel sorry for all the people that are asleep, because boy, oh boy. Like,
well, listen, all we can do is be
especially my
here.
only half. When it all comes crashing down on him, and I'm sure
All we can
this
do
is
is
why
be here
deep
to
down
lift him up.
inside, yeah, I think that's why deep down inside he doesn't want it, because he knows his whole world's gonna tumble with his love for movies and all the movies and all the sports.
Well,
and everything.
The movies have told him the
everything
truth
he's
as they
done.
lied to him. The movies have told him the truth as they've lied to him. You can point out movies that told the truth in repetitive storylines.
This is
all
what I'm
over
gonna
the
love,
place.
because he knows
know?
all those movies like the back of his hand, all the
Now, ask him to
Guardians
think
and
about what
all of
truths
them. Like,
are right there in plain sight. What truths are right there in plain sight? Hunger Games, Truman Show, Matrix, and pick one, right? I mean,
Hunger
pick
Games
a
was
movie.
just
There's
on,
a truth.
last weekend. Sorry, not the weekend we just had. The weekend before, it was on a constant whatever they were on. My husband had it on the background. Half the time it was in and out, whatever. But there's the 3 movie Hunger Games all in a row on TV on the weekend. I'm like, is there a reason we need to watch this again? And he didn't see it. He didn't see the thing with Lady Gaga and her outfit and whatever. I'm just imagining it. I don't think you two seen this. Okay, I'm gonna put it up to the camera, because this is what I did on my little thing. Here, because the only thing I like about getting the paper, he loves reading the paper. I laugh, because every day there's something comical that I notice to myself and chuckle. Now, I didn't realize this has been out there for a couple of days online. So I try to find some more older pictures of him. But you want to try telling me that's Tom Cruise? Oh my goodness, that is not Tom Cruise. There is no. I would put $1 million on it that is not Tom Cruise. That's his replacement.
Yeah,
There's no way you can do his cheeks like that.
Ohio's the center.
No way.
Ohio's the center.
The forehead's a little off, whatever, too. But if you see there's a couple other pictures, and he's got his hand up. And I don't I'm trying to find something where it shows his hand to see if it's the same, because some things you can't manipulate and redo and whatever. And I'm looking at this as soon as I opened up the page and it said it. I'm like, that's not Tom Cruise. Right away. I'm like, that whole bottom part of his, there's no way. I don't care if he gained 50 pounds.
See, I had never, not once, have I ever given two craps about a celebrity or a singer's life.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
or
Not me
any of
either.
that shit. I've never, even when I was little, I just didn't. Why do I want to know about their life? I'm busy living mine.
Like, who cares,
Like,
right?
I
Who
give two
cares, right?
shits about what they're doing. I'm sorry for those people. I feel sorry for them. You know, for the longest time, I just felt sorry for them. And then it was because I would not want to be adored by people who don't, that are only adoring acts that I've played and not who I am. Right? Like, who wants to be loved for something they're not even doing? Like, that's not even who they are. And so that's how I used to feel about it when I was younger in my idealistic days. But I'm telling you, now, you know, once you see through all that veil and you see what's really going on, it wasn't hard for me to see it because I never looked up to these people. They were never role models for me, right? Because I never knew them personally. Did I lose signal?
Mhm. Still there.
Okay.
Well, I only had two people that I really liked. I liked Charlie Daniels, I liked Sam Elliott. And those were the two actors and singers that I liked. And all the rest of them can just go. But I always enjoyed watching them perform and act.
Oh yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of people didn't know how to appreciate the movies as these works, right? Not as the people, and they would look up to the people like they were these works,
Right. It was
and
reality.
and they didn't have
They're
people
attractive.
lost touch with that real sense of like, this person plays a character on a show. That's not who this person is necessarily, you know.
That's for sure.
Exactly. So I never felt for that because I was like, well, I don't know who they are in their private lives. I don't want to know who they are in their private lives.
Yep.
You know, those aren't people I would want to run with anyway.
For sure.
Uh,
Pappy was saying Tom is on steroids because he looks puffy and fluffy. I'm like, yeah, still. And then Shepherd of the Forest going, look up Jimmy Fallon with Madonna. It was Fat Madonna. Yeah, that was the other thing too. That was
Right?
right beside. It was right beside this Tom Cruise picture is a picture of Madonna. And when I looked at the picture, I'm like, that's not Madonna either. It's not, people. I'm sorry, it's not. We're gonna find this out soon. You wait. But now this was the other tidbit in the paper that I kind of went, this is why people have a bad attitude. Oh, that's going to be backwards. Shoot. Okay, well, first of all, you can see it's a little picture of a person holding a tarot card. Okay, so this is the story. Man who didn't get his exorcist, whatever, sues psychic for $25,000. So apparently, this lady, and ooh, this just annoys me. Okay, somebody is asking you for like thousands of dollars. Hello, it's a fake, because no true person is going to do that. Because psychics are not true. Psychics are not about money. Where was it? She reportedly promised she could save his marriage by exercising the spell placed on him by a witch hired by an ex-girlfriend. So it was removed. So he's turning around. Yeah. So he paid. Sorry, he paid her $5,100 to her to remove the curse. Okay, people. Let's get rid of this thing with curses and whatever. Like,
I didn't know those things came with price tags. Did you?
Oh,
were you aware of the value of that? Because I sure wasn't.
Oh, that people.
I didn't know there was a monetary
this kind of money
assignment value on that.
Oh yeah. And this is the thing. Over the years, it's like I've seen so many of these things where people have paid out thousands upon thousands of people to go remove the curse, do this for me, do that. It's like, can I do a reading for you if you're willing to pay out that kind of money? No. Come on, you got to know that that's wrong. Like, you're willing to fork out $10,000 to somebody to remove a curse.
Right.
Could have had a
Hey, I got to address something real quick. And Gary, so yeah, there's some giant documentaries that have been going around And Gary, Ohio is, if you look at the maps of where all the giant things historically have been found, it goes right in line with that newspaper clipping that you sent me, that newspaper article that you sent me. There's so much stuff in the Ohio Valley. It is unfathomable. You think about it, even Tecumseh, the great Native American chief that rallied all the tribes, warriors from all the tribes. Even he was from right here in the Ohio Valley, and I think maybe, and it may just be wishful thinking, but if you think about the Great Floods, right, and then you think about the mud floods and the hiding of the history and stuff, and you think about how the Ohio Valley was literally like a bowl between all this Midwestern and Heartland states and parts of Canada and Mexico are all in between these mountain ranges, right, creating a bowl. Dag nabbit. Well, guys, I'm sorry, but my signal is terrible today. I've already had to refresh several times, and I'm still frozen up. So, oh, hey, Meg. I would like to talk to you about exchanging of goods. If you would honor me with that discussion someday soon, before Christmas. I want to get a barter thing going where we can all do our different things and barter items between each other. You know, exchange value to each other, and nobody will have to go buy any presents because we'll have all these gorgeous homemade, handmade things from each other to gift to our loved ones. How beautiful would that be, right? You guys up for that?
Yep, that sounds good. I do crocheting myself.
Right on. So I would love to do something like that.
Yeah.
Um,
Crocheting's really easy. You just have to understand that you got tension in your hands, or
yeah, I crochet too. When I have yarn.
When you have yarn.
When I have yarn, I crochet. I actually have 2 quilts I could probably sell now, but I always hold them back as like my extra blankets.
Yeah.
But they're pretty big. One of them is a white with a rose pink with a cat face on it, and the other one is a deep rose pink with like a gold eagle on it.
Well, I do prayer shawls.
I like doing
I was in
those
church.
graphic Afghans.
I've done an Apache tear, and then there's another one that's really pretty. That's kind of a geometric design that I can do. It's called mosaic crochet. You should always start and go to the other end and cut, and start at one end and go to the other end and cut. So you're always going in one direction with your work. You don't go to the end and turn around and come back. You go to the end and cut your string and come back. You got to look up mosaic crochet. It's really neat looking, and it's very easy to learn and pick up.
I'll be
Hey,
back in a couple of minutes.
Sorry, I forgot I was muted. Yeah,
Oh,
no.
no, I'll be
How
back
about
in a
this?
minute. I'm like,
You guys that have anybody that makes anything that wants to get in on exchanging of goods, bartering of goods, you guys send me pictures of what you have that you want to barter, and we'll do a show, and we'll put everybody's goods up on the show, and then you guys can be there and chat, and we'll call it Barter Day, and we'll figure out what goes where, right? How's that sound to you guys?
okay. Have you ever got my? Sent it to?
Say it again.
I said, did you ever get my email? I sent it to you through your your chat.
If you said it in the chat, I probably wasn't able to grab it.
Oh, okay.
You might want to email it to me.
Okay. I think I did email it to you. It would be
Okay, I'll look. I've been
there.
a little off
That's
this
all right.
past week or two with the puppy.
Confirm that
Him
you
being
have
sick
it.
and then losing it just
All right.
broke me a little bit, tiny bit.
Okay. Say bye. Everybody be blessed.
Shit. All right, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Testing, testing, 1, 2. Yes, yes, okay, wonderful. Thank you guys. Is Gigi AFK or Gigi? Yes, okay. Pappy. I love you, Pappy. Uh, yeah, no, I really want to do an exchange. I I got to get some gifts together, and I would love to trade paintings for products that you guys do. If you find value, and we can find value likewise, I would love to do that with several of you. Meg Frank, I would really love to do that with you. If you guys have not checked out Meg Frank's channel, um, you need to go check out her work. She does some amazing stuff. So does Polly, artist and poet. If you guys have not checked out her work, go check her out. She is amazing as well. Um, I would love to do some trading between, yeah, between us. If you guys want to, I'm game. If you're game, I do a lot of different things. So I'll put up stuff. I do digital and graphic art as well. So if you guys are interested in anything like that, logos, anything, I like to stay versatile. I will not be doing any stained glass this year. I will not be doing that. That won't be until next year, but I will let you guys know when I start doing stained glass. Because I won't be able to ship off like big things of it, but I could ship smaller products off. So we'll see. Anyway, yeah, Meg has some fantastic artwork. So if you guys have artwork, examples of your work in just a picture, send me a couple pictures in an email. And what we'll do is we will dedicate an entire show. We'll call it Barter Day. All right. And we'll get all the stuff, the bartering stuff, pictures of it all, and we'll we'll just look through it, talk about it, who makes it, what it is, and you know, and we'll barter that way. Does that sound good to you guys? Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful, Pappy. Good, Meg. I'm so happy to hear that. Yeah, I think we would all benefit from it. And it doesn't matter if several of us do the same thing either, because everybody does stuff their own way. And there's something out there for everyone. So please, I implore you, send me an email with pictures of your work, either things that you have for sale or things that you make as an example. Okay. And that way we can really develop this. I would love to do that with you guys. Yeah, there's something going on. I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Gigi, don't make me start singing. Get up here. Come back, Travis. I don't wreck trains though. I just wreck the show. I wreck my minecart. Burp, burp. Just doing a drive-by. Well, I love you, man. We had crappy signal last night too. We couldn't get back in anywhere, so we ended up, I think, just watching cartoons and going to bed. Because we're adults, we're allowed to watch cartoons. Oh. All right, you guys. Well, due to crappy signal, and Gigi is just lovely placeholder here, right beside me. There, that way. Pappy, and Gigi is just lovely placeholder here. See you, sir. There, that way. How are you?
Well, good. Can you hear me okay? I guess we got a temporary good signal.
Yeah, and you're even moving. I'm not froze up yet.
Yeah, a little earlier it was strange. It was just like weird energy all over the place. Yeah, that's a good idea on the exchange thing, because I think there's a lot of people with a lot of extra stuff. Now, like my place, I guess people could look around my place and say, "Boy, we got us a hoarder right here," but I don't get rid of anything. You got to keep turning your mic. Yeah,
I do. I'm sorry. North Carolina girl is asking for you to read your poem, please. Please.
Oh, I told her to remind me of that. Yeah, the poem called Rainbow. Let me pull it up.
Okay.
Give me a second. I have to pull it up out of my computer files.
That's fine. Take your time. But we could be trading stuff, you guys. I mean, and in it, what a wonderful way to pass something on so it gets its full use, you know?
Okay, it's slowly working its way up to the front. My computer is quite old here, so it takes a little while. Yeah, it brain works kind of long with mine.
Oh yeah, I think everything's bogged down a bit today too.
Yeah, well, this computer is from 2007, so I'm still on Windows 7.
Oh,
Well, come on here.
yeah, Pappy. I was watching. Which one did I go to this morning? I got to start watching it, and then I had a phone call I had to take, and then I didn't get back to watching it before I had to start the show. But uh, oh man, if you guys haven't checked out Pappy's channel, go over and check out some of his stuff that he's got up there. I think you would really enjoy it. I really do. I know I do.
Well, thank you. I don't have much up there lately because it's so doggone difficult for me to get things to upload anymore. It can sometimes take 2 days to upload a 20-minute video. It's crazy.
You want a shortcut? You want a shortcut, Pappy?
Yeah,
And you go on, do that StreamYard and share the video file, and then play it live, and then turn it off.
huh.
You don't even have to talk.
In here.
Well, the thing is, most of the time I did most of my my recordings outside, walking around and stuff out in the teepee. So I was using my phone. You know, all of my live stuff that I'm doing now is all right here with the PC. That seems to work pretty good.
This is my girl.
Let me check this
Aw.
out.
Oh, God. Yeah. This is the cat that came back. This is her second lifetime with me.
Pretty.
Awesome.
Isn't that pretty, girl? You left me in the end of May, and you came back and was reborn in June and came right back to us. Oopsie. And nobody will ever be
Okay.
able to tell me any different. The way that whole thing and everything went down, even my husband agrees. That says something. What, girl? You got your food? Spoiled brat she is, too.
Okay, I got the thing pulled up. I'll go ahead and read it for a North Carolina girl because she had asked for it the other day. I had mentioned it because I had read an excerpt from this poem that happened to be appropriate to what we were talking about that time. So I'll go ahead and read that for everybody now, and then I'll show that crystal again for you, Miss Hen. Okay, hold on a second. Okay, this is a poem that I wrote back in 2009, and it's called Rainbow. As I stood upon the open plain, the wind upon my face, I pondered on the people. The breeze brings me from that place, breathing the air that they once owned, now sharing it with me, filtered by our mother, the earth, through her children, the grass and trees. I look upon the many flowers, each growing in their own spot, different colors and different smells, yet connected to earth, are they not? Food for the eyes and meat for the soul. More colors are better than few, painting a picture vibrant with life, offering a time to renew. We stand upon the rainbow path, all colors clasping hands in faith, to let shine in the sun the dreams and hopes of harmony in this place. I see the same in you as me. Your reflections reveal me, my heart. Never do we stand alone. From the whole, we are not apart. These have been my words. Pappy Two Bear stands with eagle's wing. Naho.
That was great.
And
Very,
for you,
very well
Hen,
done.
I'm going to show that crystal again.
Beautiful.
And Gigi, I think you're going to appreciate this. Let me get it up here in the camera.
Oh, gorgeous.
Mm. Okay, throw it my way. How good your pitching arm.
That is a rose quartz. One solid piece of rose quartz. and I use that very frequently because of the energy that it puts out. And don't mind my dirty fingernails. I was in the garden earlier, so I was pulling these.
No worries.
You just reminded
I'm a
me.
working fella.
I'll be right back.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah, I've
And I
got a
love
large-
that poem. I would love to have a copy of that. I want to paint something for that. Can I illustrate that for you, sir?
Well, I'll send it to you. I got your email.
Yeah,
got-
I would.
I've got quite
Love
a
to
few
do it.
poems that I've written over the years, so I have a lot more that are lost to antiquity because they got burned up in a fire or something that happened over the years, but that's just the way things are.
Yeah. Some things come and then they go for each thing has its reason and its season, right?
Yeah. Well, I've got one poem that's quite long, and at some point in time, if you think that you have a few moments, I can read that one to you as well.
Absolutely.
That's a rather interesting poem about the times. It's
Yeah.
it's called "When the Buffalo Cried."
Ooh, you want to read it now? You can. You're welcome to.
Okay, let me see if I can pull it up then. It's called "Spirit Tears."
Rose quartz necklace. And then with it, there's a rose quartz ring. And that's from my aunt in Germany. Got passed down to me. I never really liked it because it was pink until years later. I'm like, this is rose quartz.
I'm looking at it. Ooh, nice.
Yeah, so it's
Wow.
nice little set.
Now,
And
have you
like I
cleansed
said,
and
there's a
cleared those
little.
and charged them with your energy?
No, I've never worn them.
Ah.
Yeah, I kind of went, oh yeah, I guess I should kind of think.
Well,
Yeah,
you're missing out the help they want to offer you then.
yeah, I have a. Oh, I never even thought of bringing that down. I have a little. Oh, I have to show it because it's too cute. But yeah, this was given to me. My aunt passed away. Oh my goodness, at 1989, or a little later than that, something like that. Anyways, and my aunt was schizophrenic. Bless her heart. She had a heart of gold and everything else, and she wanted to be over in Canada with my mother so bad, but she couldn't because of the language barrier and needing the doctors and whatnot. So it was kind of a shame. But yeah, so the last time I got to see her, I was actually didn't even know it at the time. Oh, got something in my eye. That because one of the last pictures I have is my sister and I and my mother and her sister together at Ontario Place in Toronto, and I was pregnant at the time and didn't even know it until when time came to develop the pictures back then. But
Well,
yeah,
here's a pretty good little
nice little
resource if you don't have it. I don't know if you can see it or not.
yeah. Oh yeah, I've got like a little pouch too with some crystals and stuff in them too, and I finally found a spot where, like you with that big chunk, I've
Yeah,
seen
this
like
this
nice
is one of
chunks
my
of
little books
amethyst.
that's going to be traveling here shortly. So I'm going to send this to Raina.
Oh, cool. Yeah, she loves all that stuff. Yeah,
She would
so
love
many
that
things
so
in
much.
around.
Did,
One
did you miss
second.
that, Heather?
I came in right on the tail end of it.
Okay, did you see what I was showing?
Holy mackerel, she's going to love that. You have no idea.
Right
She's
here.
going to love that. You know that child is very into the different crystals and the different gems and things. I've encouraged everything she's ever liked. I've encouraged in some way, academically, right? Because I want her to learn things that she likes, but I want her interest to be wide and varied. So we've never limited her. So when she got interested in that stuff, without any coaxing or outside influence, I was tickled pink because I was like, yay, it's so exciting watching her journey.
Well,
It really
I
is.
hope she enjoys it. Okay,
She
I've got
will.
that poem pulled up if you want to hear it.
Absolutely.
This is called Tears of the Spirit. And I dedicated this poem that I wrote back in 1996. I dedicated to the Lord my God, the Creator Spirit, speaking to us all. I'm listening, grandmother. I was walking along a winding path in a place once called sacred ground and thinking of my future plans when all these old trees were finally down. This would be a beautiful place with parking for lots of fancy cars. There'd be expensive shops and movies for the kids and frequent visits by the stars. I'd gotten the deal after stripping the rights from natives who tried to intervene. They claimed some nonsense tied to the past and a silly prophetic dream. They stated this place once had buffalo and was sacred to the Creator above. It was a special place to watch over man and show the Great Spirit's love. Their council sent an old medicine man to tell us of their dream and what to expect when the ghost tree was found and what the signs would mean. He claimed that there was a white buffalo that was watching the progress of man. His eyes and ears were used by Creator, and it lived here in this land. I got to pull up the next page. He stated that if the ghost tree was found, the buffalo would know and appear again to the one whose heart cast the deciding vote for a new beginning or a slide to the end. Now, I've never put much stock in fairy tales or anything I couldn't see, and there's nothing that appears too special at all about a bunch of old trees. But he seemed insistent and so sincere about the beliefs his people held, taking seriously the dreams and tales and the prophecy it foretells. Well, I shook my head and I smiled a lot until he had finished his little tale. I met his gaze as he turned away, his body straight yet frail. Well, my lawyers made the news by causing the courts to rule against their cause, pointing out that my development plan was well within the laws. So here I am, out marking the trees that the loggers will soon remove, feeling an excitement building up inside for the progress that's on the move. Then I noticed a tree, much older than most. Its top had been ravaged by storm, and tied around the trunk of this tree was something outside of the norm. There was a rawhide thong that held a pouch, and feathers with bits of hair. I reached out my hand to examine it close and learn why it's hanging there. Page 3. When my hand touched the bark, I fell to my knees, struggling to catch my breath. I saw swirling lights. I heard whispers on the wind that spoke of life and death. When my vision cleared, I saw a great white beast staring at me face to face. His breath was like fire. It was burning my skin, and my feet were rooted in place. Its eyes were searching into my own as I struggled to regain my feet. I knew then in my heart of hearts that I had found the ghost tree. He shook his great head, then spoke to me, burning words right into my soul. The ghost tree is called, and I came to you. The Creator wants to know. It was then that I realized I still had a chance. I could change the things yet to be and put a stop to this development, protecting Creator's ghost tree. I made a vow then to start changing things and prevent the impending slide, because I never want to experience again the feeling when the buffalo cried. All will be given choices during our earth walk while wearing the robe of the two-legged. Deliberate well, remembering that we are all connected to all things by the spirit of creation. We are all relatives. Our choices will impact the next 7 generations to come. Walk in beauty and tend the fires of the harmony way. These have been my words. Two Bear stands with eagle's wing. Aho.
That was beautiful, Pappy. That was so beautiful. Can you send me that one as well?
I'm going to send you my whole life story by the time I'm done.
That's okay. I'll illustrate it.
You'll be
Not-
running out of paint. You'll be using barn paint pretty soon.
Oh, that's okay. I can do that. I've done murals with road paint before.
Well,
Sorry, I'm just finishing my sandwich.
that's okay. I'm going to be going in and taking a snack myself pretty soon.
Give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right there.
This was the other thing. My lavender tree, or amethyst tree. I was supposed to say lavender tree.
Amethyst.
Yeah, she's got all the little amethyst.
That looks
I like it.
That is that. Are those the blue stones? Look like lapis.
It's probably. Oh yeah, it really does look blue on there. Holy, it's amethyst. It's purpley. It's really. That's so weird how blue.
It's pretty.
Wow, that's really what a different. Just goes to show you the computers don't show you the true colors of stuff. But yeah, I like it too because you can move the branches around kind of thing too. But it always gets right by me at bedtime. Get my little energy and whatever else in there. I love that thing. It was cute. But yeah, now that I found a place at this flea market thing that my husband's sister works at, they got their own little bakery thing and all that. And somebody just started having stones and all that in there, and they had huge chunks of amethyst. I'm just like, and I know my hubby was in a hurry, so it's like, okay, I know where to get them. I got to come back, kind of, and just kind of feel one out, kind of sometime. That'd be cool.
So, what do you feel when you hold certain stones, KG?
To be honest, I haven't really done a lot of that. I know I should more. I mean, I have certain, like when I bought my stones, these little stones that I have in a bag, whatever, that's got to be like 20 years ago. It's something that I've tucked away and it sits amongst all my other things. And I have a little Buddha and stuff, and now I'm kind of going, I don't know if I want Buddha anymore. Like it was something I somehow people gave me a couple of Buddhas, which I thought was unusual for gifts, so it was kind of put in there. But yeah, I haven't really done a stone thing. Maybe that's. Oh, and I really looked up lances, different styles of shapes, whatever. So now I'm trying to picture myself going into the ground when I'm sitting there. Like, all right, picture it. Go in there. And I still feel like every time I'm throwing something down, there's nothing below me. Like there's. It's weird. I don't know. Like I'm always wanting to be floating on air and just want to take off. Anybody ever have those floating dreams or flying dreams? Oh, I love those.
Yes.
You know what? It's been so long since I've had one of those. Although last night I was in an Army helicopter. I'm not sure why, but I was in an Army helicopter, and I'm not sure if I mentioned it to anybody. I had one of those double black helicopter things go by us last weekend. heading towards Toronto, kind of thing, which could be coincidence, but it's kind of unusual. So
I'm not dreaming a whole lot right now. I did the other night, and I didn't remember any of it. And I thought, well, that's strange because that doesn't usually happen to me. I remembered I had a dream, but I couldn't remember any of it. I thought, well, there's a reason for that. So, no, I'm getting these other things, these flashes, or just having to paint, and then all this stuff coming out. You know, like I didn't even. None of the paintings that I've done the last couple of days have been a picture in my head before it hit the painting. It was just I put the paintbrush to the painting and let whatever came out come out, and it's been pretty. That's a pretty great feeling right there. I tell you what, just being able to put that energy into something that is made. It's just I don't know.
yeah, I know what you
Feels
mean.
like I'm doing something good. Feels like I'm doing something good, and I like that feeling. So
Yeah, for sure. I think that's what I'm going to do later on is try and finish. I'm either going to finish my painting or I'm going to start a new one. I can't decide now. I feel so uplifted that I don't want to. I don't know. I don't want to paint something. I keep thinking I want to talk to remote. I want to talk to remote. I want to get some more prayers in later tonight. I'm just so excited. I'm just so excited. One day, even though it's just one day, it just goes to prove the point, put some prayers in, and somebody's listening.
yeah,
I want to say it to my husband, and then the other part of me's going, no, don't say anything. No. He'll just, yeah. Sure, that had something to do with it. Darn tootin' right it did. When the last time you worked overtime?
I really love hanging out with you guys, but I'm gonna have to call it. Yeah, I got to get this chicken noodle soup on. My little one's not feeling so hot,
4 o'clock
and
already.
I'm making chicken noodle soup for dinner, and I got to get it going. So I got to go rummage and find my rosemary. I can't find my rosemary.
Anybody want to keep on chatting? And I'll open up another podcast and we keep on chatting. But I'm like, okay, I don't know if it's supper time for people or what's going on and all that stuff.
I think there's probably I think Jeff's coming on pretty soon. Jeff Riddle, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
right.
I think he's on before.
Yeah, because I noticed
But anyway,
Craig was on for a little bit.
I hate to cut it off because I really enjoyed both of you so much.
No worries, girl.
But I really
We'll see you later.
got to go take care of this stuff. I love you guys.
We said goodbye.
Bye. God bless.
Much love and light, y'all.
That's right. Smiles.